Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town,
Leander and Stills, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone. Texas baseball season comes up a little bit short, and Texas softball plays in the winner's bracket game. And of course, we have Texas football having a league camp. NBA finals are set, and the news notes and nuggets of the NFL. I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and recognized as the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And I am your host, Hardball Hardge, and Marcus behind the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. And we'll also give you a chance to win a pair of tickets. All you got to do is use that talkback feature on the new and improved iHeartRadio app, and we'll get right into it. All right, let's get right into this conversation, Mark. For number one, first of all, I don't know what's going on with my headphones because this sounds awful. But I wanted to get into this conversation with you because Texas softball has found a way to advance. That's what it is. It was the wrong microphone. All right. Texas softball has found a way to advance, and now we are looking at them taking on Tennessee. And now is the big conversation for me as this goes down. Texas softball has advanced on a home run and continues to make it work. Marcus, the home run.
Here's Caden Henry. First pitch, Henry drives it right field, down the line, high and deep and gone! Texas leads in the fifth. Caden Henry has been needing to wake up with the bat. A single earlier in the game, and now a solo shot, and Texas retakes the lead at 3-2.
And now Texas continues to assault the record books in those situations with another home run again as they continue to swing the bat.
On their way to the championship. Here's Mitchell, high and deep to left, way back there. Goodbye, Jolie Mitchell, her third of the World Series. It's 4-2 Texas. A soaring drive 10 feet into the bleachers, 10 rows into the bleachers in left center field. Stay hot, Jolie Mitchell, and the Longhorns lead by 2.
And she needs to continue to stay hot because of that power display that she had. But it was all about Tegan Cavan and what she was able to do, and this is how the game ended.
2 strikes, 2 out on Core. 2 on for Oklahoma, a 2-run Texas lead. Cavan, 0-2. Swing and a miss! Texas beats Oklahoma! Texas hands Oklahoma their first loss before the championship series in the Women's College World Series since 2021. And the Longhorns advance to Monday's semifinals, needing 1 win to go to the championship series.
There you go. Mark, you called it.
Best part of my weekend.
You called it, bro.
Look, I want the revenge. I told you, I'm a big playback. That was all I played this weekend. Sold me out for chicken change.
Yep.
Listen, man, I was so proud of those ladies. So proud of the effort and the resolve because of, what they went through.
Right.
And, you know, to be able to go out there and pitch, you have to be locked in and really focus on what you're doing and who you're doing it against. And they were able to do that. And I think a lot of it was, hey man, let's do it for a grandmother.
Right.
Let's do it. And it sometimes you need that. You need a rallying cry. And they had that, Hardge. And I just commend all of them. And the coaching staff to be able to allow them to be able to go out and play freely. As I'm sure he was like, hey, y'all just go out and do the best that you can do for each other. And everything else will take care of itself.
For those that are wondering, the story comes out after the game that Tegan Cavan's grandmother had passed away earlier that night, and she had reached out to the team and said she was focused and ready to go after it. And the team talked about it, and the coaches talked about it after the big victory.
Having grandmother die and being able to come out and just pitch, what a great game, you know, and just have stuff happen early in the game, and then at the end stuff happening. It's like he just held it all together like a true warrior.
When Tegan told us this morning, it was honestly my worst nightmare. I was scared that's what it was when she texted us this morning, but she told us, and the first thing she said was that she's good and she's ready to go today. So Tegan Cavan's my hero today.
Mindy wasn't personally like my family by blood, but I loved her a lot. I lived with Tegan last year, and I mean, she was like another grandma for me. So as emotional as it was to win this game for her, even to hit the home run for us to go up meant a lot for me. And I almost cried during that as well. So,
I mean, you start to look at that, and we talk about rallying cries and more about love for each other. I mean, we've been in locker rooms. We know what it's about. There's just so much that goes into the day-to-day. We spend a lot of time. We spend more time with our teammates during our playing days than we did with our families, because especially in baseball, for us, we were on the road all the time. So for me, my brothers became my teammates, and they became family. And so with this type of growth in situation in softball with them, like she said, I used to live with her, or that she was always around, and the team became part of their family. Right. And it just happens like that. And for Tegan Cavan, who made second team all American, but she also was first team and pitcher of the week multiple times and has done unbelievable things in her career so far. For her to go out there, be that focused, and for them to get that victory that we talked about on Friday with Coach. I was like, Coach, Mark wants to go ahead and play Oklahoma. And you were like, man, we got to beat them. Got to beat them. We do have to beat them. And they were able to go out there and handle it.
Got to beat them and want to beat them are two different things.
Yeah.
You know, we all know what our job is, what the perspective of what people view us doing is. But what we want to do to take the pain away is what athletes do. We sacrifice. I never went on spring break. I never did none of that. I was always competing in championships or world universities or something, Pan Ams. So you learn to sacrifice. And like you said, our teammates' families become our family. Somebody's always the team mom. They making cookies for us. Or a dad is like, hey, man, everybody get in the van. We're going to David Buster's. It's on me. It's always something that brings everybody together. And I hate that, you know, she lost her grandmother. But I guarantee you she gained a lot of sisters.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. And, you know, now you get a chance to watch this team in its battle, as every single time you start to look at what's going on in this softball team and the resilience that they've had and what they've been able to achieve this season. Coach Mike White, in his voice of all voices, he continues to be positive, be loose with his teammates, and now, I mean, with his team. And now they are getting a chance to go up against Tennessee. Tennessee's journey to get into this game. Texas just needs to win one game. Tennessee has to win 2 games. And Texas, if they win, they advance to the National Championship Series once again, just like they did last year. And who knows, they may end up seeing them doggone Oklahoma Sooners once again. But kudos to Texas and what they've been able to do. As I said, Texas will play against Tennessee this morning, 11 a.m. Pregame starts right here at 10:45 on AM 1300, The Zone. Oklahoma will take on Texas Tech today after tonight, after Texas's matchup with Tennessee. Texas Tech advances to the championship series as well in their bracket, and now they get to take on Oklahoma. Oklahoma's got to beat them twice as well. Texas Tech spent all that money on that pitcher, and she is delivering on the biggest stage. We are just now getting started on a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. Texas baseball season comes to an end, and we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's close enough for right. Joe.
You know, when I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I have to assume he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when it was.
Trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo! Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning.
At 7.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
The right shoulder is blocked off by a wreck on I-35 northbound at Manor Road. There's a crash on Research Boulevard northbound at Metric Boulevard, causing some minor slowdowns. And looking at some stop-and-go traffic for drivers on I-35 northbound, about an 8 to 10 minute out of the drive this morning between Onion Creek Parkway and William Cannon. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When divorce puts your life's work on the line, Cordell & Cordell is ready to help you protect it. As a business owner, you've dedicated years building a legacy now at risk due to divorce. Let our experienced family law attorneys fight for you and that legacy. Cordell & Cordell is one of the nation's largest family law firms. Call to schedule your consultation today.
Offices in Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Austin area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, principal partner. CordellCordell.com.
The check is good, the experience is smooth, and the reviews online are wonderful at GiveMeTheVin.com. They don't call us America's best car buyer for nothing.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are ending. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right, customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
Need space that's designed to last? Mueller Inc. delivers pre-engineered steel buildings customized for your style. From garages and workshops to barns, warehouses, even airplane hangars. Our bolt-together buildings are designed to last decades with proper installation and maintenance. Designed for strength, engineered for Texas. Visit us today at any of our locations across the Austin area, including Marble Falls and Spicewood. Or go to MuellerInc.com.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the men who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, Stories of Courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Texas baseball plays here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back. Welcome back on the Longhorns Monday edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 Zone. Hold on one second. Microphone check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna talk about most of these things right now. But here we go. Let's get into Texas baseball as Texas baseball season comes to an end. I like my microphone coming to an end, so don't do it. That's not
Let me
nice.
get my dig.
That is not nice.
Everybody needs to see that.
They can see it. They got cameras right here. They got the cameras. They don't need your ear. Texas baseball comes to the end of the season as they fall to UTSA last night, 7-4. They started the weekend. Houston Christian comes through, and Texas defeats them 7-1. They play UTSA on Saturday night. The game goes back and forth. They end up losing 9-7. They come back to beat K-State 15-8. And then last night, Texas tries to make a run. They come up short against UTSA 7-4. And the party got started with Kimball Schuessler in the big.
Pitch swung on, fly ball, headed out to left, back to the warning track. You can say goodnight to it. Well, if that's the final at bat for Kimball Schuessler in a Texas Longhorn uniform, it's a memorable one. Schuessler drives it into the end yard. A home run. It makes it a 7-2 ball game.
They went into the bottom of the top of the ninth inning, and Max Ballou, probably with his final at bat as a Texas Longhorn, hit it very, very far.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The stretch from the right-hander Orlowski, and the 2-2 pitch to Ballou. He swings here and hits a ball well. This one out to deep right field, and you can say goodnight to it. Well, if that was Max Ballou's final at bat as a Longhorn, it was certainly memorable. Drives it on the Comal Street. And with 2 down, it makes it a 7-4 ball game.
So they kept plugging away. But the season ended up coming up short. Texas ends up losing. And here is Coach Schlossnagel with his post-game interview.
Coach, your guys battled this afternoon, did what they had to do, but how do you kind of sum up what happened here tonight?
Well, we didn't do what we had to do. We had to win, so we didn't do that. We gave them free bases, and then they got the big 2-out hit. Did we end up with more hits than them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't get a timely hit. They got a timely hit. The center fielder made an awesome play, big part of the game. They outplayed us. They outplayed us 2 days in a row. I thought we battled, but obviously, what the Schuessler and Galvan and Baloo, what those guys are doing through injuries and crazy things, just incredible. Yeah, it stinks that our season ends here, but they certainly, at least for my time at Texas, they set a standard that a lot of people are going to have to work really hard to live up to.
I was going to say, a new staff comes in, players have to adjust to coaches, but it's also the other way around. What is the group meant to you that you inherited here?
Yeah, they mean the world, man. They're awesome kids, man. It's like I said before, I hope we continue to increase the level of play and the talent level, that kind of thing. But you can't get better kids. You just can't get better kids than Schuessler and Baloo and Jalen and Dre. I go on and on. So it stinks. It stinks because you got to restart tomorrow, and you want to keep playing.
I know it's fresh, but you guys win the SEC regular season title. You battled through a lot of things. Hard to say this season has been a disappointment with what you accomplished.
Yeah, I get it. Omaha, believe me, nobody. I'd rather barely get in a regional and end up in Omaha. There's no question about that. I understand that. Everybody wants that, but it doesn't take away from, the first ever SEC team. No disrespect to those other teams here at Texas. This is the best league Texas has ever played in. I can promise you, it's the deepest league. So these guys have set an awesome standard that, that at least from a conference play standpoint, that have to be live up to.
Well, speak for Craig and Keith and myself. Appreciate your time all season long with us.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Man, it's sad day on the 40 acres with this baseball team, and I've had the pleasure of being around this team all season long. Had a chance to spend some time with the players, the coaching staff, and getting to know them as a whole. But one of the biggest things that I think that Texas is going to look back on, the things that made them so good this year, Mark, are the things that ended up coming back to bite them. They were so good with 2-out base hits. They were so good at run production. They were finding ways to get it done early in the season to be able to have the success that they did. No doubt about it. And I love the fact that Coach pointed out the fact Texas goes into the SEC in its first year, goes 44-14 on the year. They win the SEC with a 22-8, win it by 2 games in their first year in the SEC. But again, you lose Max Baloo for 26 games. He still couldn't get all of his timing perfectly back. You look at what Kimball Schuessler was able to do, moving from catcher to first base, being a damn near a Gold Glove first baseman over there. The productivity of Jalen Flores, number-wise, he was 100 points less than what he was last year when he was an All-American. Will Gasparino, some things have got to get better at the plate. But you got to go over there and get the pitching staff figured out. And losing Jared Spencer was one of the toughest things that Texas had to go through, because you knew you had a solidified starter on Friday night.
Yeah, this was my first real solid year of college baseball. And I enjoyed watching the games with you and going to games with you and learning about the game and being able to see what you're saying as opposed to just listening to you say it.
Yeah.
And I see the future is bright for Texas. Like, this is not the end. A lot of people are like, golly, Blues leaving. Guys, the cupboard is not bare.
Yep.
Texas is going to be all right next season.
Texas is going to be all right. You still have the transfer portal. You still have recruits that are coming in. You still have guys that are on the fence here at the University of Texas, whether to get into the draft or stay back. it's a lot to unpack. And as Coach said, he said, we start today. They was hopeful that they would be able to keep going in playing. We were hoping for that. Super regionals. We were hoping that we would be able to have more games today, as Texas would have been able to play again tonight. But the season is over, and most importantly, you need to tip your cap to what UTSA was able to achieve. UTSA beat Texas 3 times this year at the dish.
Yeah.
And as Coach Schlossnagle said in his postgame, you got to put respect on Coach Hallmark's name and a scrappy group of players that showed up, that the moment wasn't too big for them. And now for the first time in their baseball careers, they get a chance to go to the Super Regional.
Don't mean I have to like their fans. Because they, man, I wanted to jump through my television and punch about 10 people over there close by the fence. Because they're like Arkansas fans. They're front runners. They're nanny boo-boo people. They point the finger. They're talking so much trash, and they never played.
I think some of them did play, Doc. I think some of them did play. I think the whole thing is.
But those 13 that I wanted to punch.
The thing about it is you have to. I can understand where you're coming from, but you got to understand where they're coming from too. This is a school that a lot of people kind of, it's just UTSA. It's just directional school, as they like to say. No, this team has established themselves as a team that could possibly get to Omaha. Now, they're in a super regional. They got to win 2 out of 3 now. And they're matched up with the LA region. So whoever's coming out of that is going to be playing against a UTSA team that has confidence now and knows that they are 2 wins away from getting to Omaha. They're prepared for this.
All right.
And like Coach said, we got to respect them because of who they are and what they were able to do. But to your point, you don't have to respect the fans. Coming up in the Hard Knocks Life in the next segment, we will talk Texas recruiting. They had an elite weekend, and there were some elite offers that were added just this weekend. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on a Longhorns Monday edition on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
A stalled vehicle blocks off the right lane on Ed Bluestein Boulevard northbound at Balm Road. There's a crash blocking off the...
Talking to the mic. Mic check. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is it. This sounds normal.
Okay.
This is it.
That's mic 4. So
No, I no, but just leave it like it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the night?
Coupon.
This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Discover the true taste of Texas at Mom's Food, Smokehouse, and Delicatessen, where everything is handcrafted in-house, from the mustard to the bacon. Proudly featured in the inaugural Michelin Guide of Texas, they source the finest products from local producers. Visit us at 5811 Manor Road, Austin, Texas, or find them at your favorite farmer's market. Pre-order their barbecue today. Don't you keep the best delicatessen in Austin a secret. Tell them Mark Henry sent you.
Since 1909, the Coverts have grown with Texas, driving progress, earning trust, and serving our communities. 116 years later, my family's proud to continue this legacy at Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop, delivering exceptional service and continuing a reputation of excellence. Covert Chevrolet in Bastrop. Come see us or shop our low rates and special offers online at covertbastrop.com. Trade-in values are up, so now's the time to trade in and trade up. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Well, check out Ice Cube's Big Three all summer long. Fast, physical, and fun. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice.
Now, stepping up to the plate is a household name, weighing in at roughly 115 pounds with a wingspan of 98 inches. It's Samsung.
Kid, I know it's baseball season, but this isn't what I meant when I said to incorporate sports into the company commercial.
Sorry, old man. I just want everyone to know that audiovisual consultations can make your home feel like a stadium.
That's true. Audiovisual provides stadium surround sound, huge screen video, controlled lighting, and even temperature control. On our roster, every customer is an MVP.
Sounds like audiovisual knows how to score a home run with our customers.
All right, kid, that's enough with the baseball puns.
But I'm trying to tell everyone that audiovisual is a real catch. You'll love our services.
Kid?
There's nothing coming out of left field when you give us a call. We won't break your balls.
Kid, we only have a minute.
Pitch, please. I don't need your attitude right now.
Rest assured, listeners, audiovisual is much better at installing and designing custom home theaters than we are at making jokes.
Just check our stats. Give us a call at 512-255-8678 or visit us online at avconsultations.com.
Steel GMC in Round Rock. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager. Great deals are all we do here at Steel GMC. Our deal is upfront, honest, and a real deal. Not some overhyped web price that when you get there, vanishes like a 30-point lead. Come see us and get a real deal at Steel. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shoppers first or shoppers last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Hunter Brown tossed 6 scoreless to help the Astros shut out the Rays to split the 4-game series in Houston. In the NCAA baseball tournament, UTSA eliminated Texas in the Austin Regional Final and advanced to the Super Regionals, where they'll meet UCLA. The Cowboys and Texans both back on the practice field today for OTAs. I'm Ron Tomas.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Texas Disposal Systems.
Texas Disposal Systems, now hiring CDL drivers and route helpers. Earn up to $8,000 sign-on bonus for qualified candidates. Local routes, weekly pay, full benefits. Visit apply.texasdisposal.com. Apply.texasdisposal.com. TDS is an equal opportunity employer.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. You know, I'm going to get into Texas football because they gave out 10 offers this past weekend to some high-level players, obviously, that were attending the June 1st elite camp. Some of this is brought to you by the folks over at Horns 24/7. But I also wanted to go back to the Texas baseball situation because obviously there's a lot to unpack, and we'll continue to unpack as we talk to different folks throughout the week. But one of the things that kind of stood out, and I want to shout out my boy Ike because he pointed that back out too, and I tried to forget about it, was all weekend Texas fundamentally was making mistakes. And what I mean by that is base running snafus, not sliding at home plate, running into outs in different situations. And it kind of made the game a little bit harder. And as I was talking about before, when you're watching these games, and I kind of look at it through a different lens sometimes, and obviously you as regular folk look at it as well. You look at it and you're like, man, that doesn't look right. You know, that doesn't seem like that's what you should be doing. And most of the time you are correct. Situationally, Texas has to be better with those opportunities. As Coach was talking about, and you heard it in the interview, he said, we had more hits than them, right? And yes, you did. You out-hit UTSA on Sunday night. But theirs was timely. They had runners on when they hit the home runs. We hit 5 guys yesterday during that game. So when you start
go to jail for that.
So when you start to look at how the game was being played and what was going on situationally, Texas just had to be better. There was no room for error.
That was always the thing that you pointed out to me when we were watching the game, that Texas has been getting guys off the bases and early in the season. And for whatever reason, later in the season, not so much. I mean, you said they had 14 guys on the bags?
Well, they at one point yesterday, or at one point during the series, Texas was 4 for 29 with runners in scoring position against UTSA. That's just against them. So those are the types of things that you look at and you're like, wait a minute.
If you get half, you win the game.
Those are the types of things that you're looking at. You know, you have to be able to drive runners in with less than 2 outs. And I do want to say, because you asked me off air about the future. Jonah Williams showed that he belonged as a young player. He's an athlete. He's a baseball player that just happens to be an athlete. He's really, really good. And the moment is not too big for him. He competes at the ultimate level. Adrian Rodriguez, so impressive this year as a freshman, playing through all of the injuries that he had. This program, Dylan Volantis was freshman pitcher of the year. They have pieces. Now they just got to add some more things around them to be successful.
And they won't be freshmen next year.
No, they weren't freshmen after game 7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were playing.
Manned up. You manned up, and they'll be more of a man next year.
Exactly. So we'll continue those conversations. As I said, we'll continue to talk to some of the not participants, but the people that have been covering this team all year and what this season meant to them, where they believe that Texas needs to make some adjustments. I'll give mine at the end of the week as well. But I do want to talk Texas football because Texas had their 2027 prospects all in town this weekend, and 10 people got offered scholarships because football, you can start giving those out now. And some of those guys that have come in, there was a Malachi Ziegler out of Louisiana. He played quarterback. He's somebody that is one hell of an athlete. They said that he owns a PR in the triple jump and the long jump that was the triple jump was 38.10 in the triple jump. As a high, mind you, this is class of 2027. He's not even he's about to be a junior. So his upside is through the roof. So you'll get a chance to see him. There was a wide receiver, Alvin Mosley from Fort Bend Crawford, who was a top prospect as well. Offensive line, that's a wide receiver, by the way. Sorry about that. We also had Peyton Miller from Anna, Texas. He's an offensive lineman, 6'5", 290. He started on Anna's 2023 Division I 4A state championship team. You also had a defensive lineman, Xavier Muhammad from South Houston, who is a big guy as well, who's talented enough that he also plays basketball as well. You start to look at the edge rusher from Cy Falls, Caden McCarthy, who is a big-time player from the state of Texas. Houston Langham Creek's top edge rusher, Ezekiel Ayangbali. He is another guy that is going to be a somebody that is going to be paid attention to. His father is Dwayne Brown, by the way. You know who that is?
Yeah, I
the
remember.
offensive lineman from Houston Texans.
Yeah, I remember.
That's his. I'm that baby pappy. He's the baby pappy. And then they offered a top cornerback from IMG, Gaylord. He is out of California. He's a top prospect as well. So Texas is making their moves. Cibolo Steels, Eli Johnson, who is a safety. He's another one of those guys. They put his name out there with Caden Stearns, Jalen Jones, Alvin Williamson, and Dante Carter, all guys that have played at Cibolo Steel. They develop those defensive backs and those safeties there as well. In a local product, Jaden Fields from Hutto, he's considered an athlete. He is somebody to pay attention to as well. He's a dual sports star who also does track, and he's done some baseball as well. So Texas is opening up the offers, and there'll be another group of kids that'll get some offers coming through as these camps continue to roll on, because I believe that there's going to be some more kids, because I got a chance to see a couple of them this weekend in basketball.
Up close and personal.
Yeah, there's some grown men that I believe are going to get an opportunity as well. Coming up, we'll close out hour number 1. Texas, light the tower. We got a national champion, and we got another winner on the golf course right here on a Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Texas Longhorns baseball is on the air.
In their first season as a member of the Southeastern Conference, the Texas Longhorns are SEC champions.
The Texas Longhorns have won the Southeastern Conference Championship. Now it's on to the postseason as the road to Omaha continues. On Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Things are a little slow this morning on I-35 northbound, about a 10 to 12 minute out of your drive through some congestion between Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon. There's a crash blocking off the right shoulder northbound on I-35 at Manor Road and a stalled vehicle in the right lane on Ed Bluestein Boulevard northbound at Balm. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Cedar Park Overhead Doors. For top quality garage doors that won't break the bank, you can count on Cedar Park Overhead Doors. Their sales reps will find the door you want, not the one they want to sell. For the best prices and the best service, call Cedar Park Overhead Doors. Online at cedarparkgaragedoors.com.
Hey Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are reigning. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right, customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
If you're into true crime Tonight will be your new obsession.
We're unpacking the latest true crime headlines with our team of experts, covering all of the major trials that are heating up this summer.
From the team that brought you the Piketon Massacre and Murder 101, it's a first-of-its-kind live interactive true crime radio show.
5 nights a week, we go live with bold opinions, expert insight, and real-time listener call-ins.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search True Crime Tonight, and start binging now.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber spores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're in the market for a wood fence for your home or business, Viking Fence is the right choice for you. Viking Fence has been in business for over 50 years and takes pride in being the most reliable fence company in Central Texas. Viking Fence does gorgeous work, from simple privacy fences to custom projects. Their quality is unmatched. Viking is the only fence company with their own facility where they custom cut red cedar, the most durable and attractive of fence materials, and offer 3 grades of fence pickets, one for every budget. Compare their lumber against the big box stores. And there is no comparison on quality and price. So whether Viking installs your fence or you're doing it yourself, Viking Fence will ensure your satisfaction. Excellent work, great service, and an honest reputation. Call Viking Fence today at 837-6411 for a free estimate or visit their wood fence galleries at vikingfence.com. When you think fence, think Viking.
iHeartRadio just gave driving an upgrade with Presets, now on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Your go-to stations, podcasts, and playlists, all just a tap away on your dash. Start your engine, hit play, and drive happy. Free with iHeartRadio on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horns. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Texas rowing. That's right, folks. Texas rowing just finds a way to be in the hunt for championships after they won the SEC. I don't even know if it's the SEC. They won their conference in rowing, and now they finished 3rd in the NCAA championship. This marks the 8th straight year that Texas has recorded a top 4 finish at the NCAA championships. They continue to find a way to get it done. They're in the elite of the elite when it comes to rowing. And for a lot of people, they're like, I didn't even realize Texas had rowing. Well, they've been doing it for 8 straight years. They've been the national champion. They've been conference champions. They just found ways to get it done. So shout out to Texas rowing for another top 3 finish. So congratulations to them.
I wonder where they practice at.
Town Lake.
Oh, okay.
Town Lake. Or is that what they call it now? I don't know, Lady Bird Lake, whatever they're calling it. That's where they're practicing at, and they continue to get better and better. I wanted to talk about this too because golf has turned itself into the Scotty Scheffler show. Another year, he celebrated another championship. In 2024, he won Jack Nicklaus's tournament. This year, he won it again. And I want to put into perspective how good Scotty Scheffler has played. Since the month of May, since May the 4th, Scotty Scheffler has won 3 tournaments. 3. The Colorado Rockies, who plays baseball every day, 28 games this month, have only won 3 games. That's how bad the Colorado Rockies are, and that's how good Scotty Scheffler is. But let me continue with Scotty. Scotty, in the month, in 4 tournaments, in 30 days, Scotty won the Byron Nelson. He won $1.7 million for that. He won the PGA Championship. He won $3.42 million for that. He came in fourth on the Charles Schwab tournament, just a measly $427,000. And he just won the Memorial, and he won $4 million for that one. So in 30 days, Scotty Scheffler has won almost $10 million. That's how good he's been. That's how solid he's been. And Jack Nicklaus talked about Scotty Scheffler and how good he's been playing.
I always just dreamed of playing these tournaments. I never think about dominating. It's a waste of time for me to think about that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to be the best that I can be and work hard and use the gifts that I have for good. And that's pretty much it.
Doug, let me sort of add to that. I mean, if he is thinking about being the best and starts believing he's the best, pretty soon he starts scratching his ears out here like this, and that's death. But once you start getting a big head and you believe you're too good, then you will get beat. As long as you keep trying to play well, climb a mountain, try to feel like he's trying to get better, trying to be smart, being consistent, and playing what he thinks is the best golf he can play at that particular time, that's when you play well. Not when you're sitting there saying, oh, I'm really this good, I can do that. No. I never thought that one time when I played. I always felt like, hey, I got 144 guys or whatever it might be out there to play. I've got to play well to beat them. Once I got myself in a position, then, to win, then you got to be smart about how you finish it. And that's the way he's playing. He reminds me so much of the way I like to play. And, I don't think I played nearly as well as he played. He's played better than I played and more consistent. He's just been playing fantastic. And I love watching him play. And whether it's here or on television or whatever it is, I love what anytime he's playing, I want to watch.
And that's the beautiful part of what he's been able to do. I know we've had this conversation before about Jordan Spieth and what his ascend was headed towards. He's kind of fallen off. Not bad. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but the way that you deal with the pressure of being the chosen one is something that a lot of people aren't built for. You look at what Tiger Woods was able to do with his career as far as being able on the golf course. I'm not talking about off the golf course. I'm not dealing with any of that. I'm just talking about being able to be focused enough to have that type of mindset that every single day you can get out on the course and you're not playing against your opponent. You're playing against the course, but your mind is lining you up in such a way. It's like the Michael Jordan effect when you start shooting baskets. You're shooting and it just seems like everything you do, it goes in. It's like walking up to the plate when Barry Bonds was at his best and he gets one pitch to hit and you make the mistake and he drives it out of the ballpark. It is so impressive to watch, especially when you think about the consistency in which you have to play to be at that level. I just gave you the numbers. He's won 3 of the last 4 matches that he has played in. Since May 4th, he's won 3 out of 4 of the tournaments that he had participated in. He's made almost $10 million in 3 first-place finishes and 1 4th-place finish, which means he's in the top 5 in every single tournament. And he did not start off hot in this tournament. He had to make adjustments. And those are the things that the great players could do. We are witnessing things in our lifetime right now that we haven't seen. Yes, we've seen it with Tiger, and he was on the roll. But what Scotty Scheffler, former Texas Longhorn, shout out to the UT Club, because UT Golf Club, because they still have his bag out there. But you look at it and you say, wow, we are witnessing some pretty special stuff. Hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. Texas baseball season is done. But coming up, we turn our looks to the NBA and what the expectations are, and the Cowboys, and of course, the world's strongest take. All that coming up in hour number 2 of the Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The last thing anyone wants is to leave behind confusion, stress, or worse, family conflict. That's why estate planning isn't just for the wealthy. It's for families like mine, and probably like yours. With Trust and Will, I created my estate plan in minutes, from naming guardians for my kids to putting our house in a trust to avoid probate. Fast, affordable, and way easier than I thought. Every plan is designed by estate planning attorneys and customized for your state. Plans start at just $199 and include essentials like healthcare directives and power of attorney. With Trust and Will's bank-level security and built-in privacy protections, your personal information and your wishes stay safe. Whether you're newly married, raising kids, caring for aging parents, or just want peace of mind, Trust and Will makes it easy to protect what matters most. Go to trustandwill.com, use code RADIO at checkout, and save 20% on your personalized plan. Because there's no better time to protect the people you love. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Want to win 2,000 times your money simply by watching sports? With Better Picks, every play will have you on the edge of your seat, as game day just got 2,000 times more exciting. That's right, with Better Picks, you can turn $5 into $10,000, $10 into $20,000, all the way up to $100,000 payouts. So take that pocket change and turn it into real winnings.
And it's super simple to use. Just pick a few players, choose more or less on their stats, and follow along live.
So why would you play daily fantasy anywhere else when you can win up to 2,000 times your money on Better Picks? Go to betrpicks.com or download Better in the app or Play Store and use promo code RADIO to get your first deposit matched in bonus funds up to $77. That's betterpicks.com, promo code RADIO.
Must be 21 or older and in a jurisdiction where Better Picks operates. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned with your play? Call the NCPG at 1-800-522-4700.
It's time. Time for the pro to get everything for the entire job, all from one partner. To get access to over 3 million products, including many products you won't find in our stores. It's time to get delivery on your schedule or next day on over 50,000 products. And time to get dedicated support on the job site or in our stores. From ordering to planning, we've got you. One partner, any job, all in. Ask about all we can now do at the Pro Desk. The Home Depot Pro, it's about time.
Kubota Orange Days delivers the savings you need for the life you love. Shop a wide selection of equipment at your local dealer, including America's #1 selling compact tractor. And get your perfect match delivered to your door. Designed for comfort and built for performance. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. Sales ending soon. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. So whatever your customers are into, true crime, sports, comedy, culture, they'll hear your message. Plus, only iHeart can extend your message to audiences across broadcast radio. And all this reach means everything. Just think about the universal marketing formula. The number of consumers who hear your message times the response rate equals the results. Now let's get those results growing for you. Think podcasting can help your business? Think iHeart. Streaming, radio, and podcasting. Let us show you at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com. Or call 844-844-iHeart. One more time, call 844-844-iHeart and get podcasting working for you.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickball,
The morning kickoff. It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns, 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio, AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talked a lot about Texas softball advancing. We'll continue those conversations. Texas baseball season comes to a disappointing end. We talk Texas recruiting. And, of course, Texas wins another national championship in a sport that a lot of folks hadn't been paying attention to. But right now, I want to get into the conversation about the Indiana Pacers taking down the New York Knicks 125-108 to advance to the NBA Finals. And let's just say Tyrese Halliburton gave them the finishing touches.
Long shot, Halliburton. Oh! Tyrese Halliburton has gone mad. 5 field goals.
And he shot that one from the logo. And now, as I predicted, I said that game for New York, when they got the win, that was all good. That was good for TV. That was
ceremonial.
Good. Yeah, that was y'all get a chance to enjoy your last home game. And the Pacers went home and handled their business.
Yeah, they coming to the Bahamas with me. They are on the way.
You look at what this Indiana Pacers team and the balance in which they have been able to play. You go back to game 5. And the Knicks, they were saying, they figured out the remedy. They're going to be able to do full court. They're going to be able to pick him up full court. No, they can't. He wasn't pushing the basketball. He wasn't playing his basketball game. He could care less, actually, to be honest with you. But for them to be able to get the victory, Indiana has shown that they are a very consistent team. They have talent that can score from all levels. And their defensive end and the way that they are able to play has been very, very impressive.
And depth.
Yeah.
The most important thing, I think, is the depth. And going against the Oklahoma City Thunder here Thursday, they're going to need the depth.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma City, they throw waves at you. And they all play the same way. So hopefully Indiana is one of the few teams that have enough depth to combat what Oklahoma City throws at you.
Well, a lot of people always talk about super teams and how you can go out and get yourself a big 3, or you try to find all these different pieces. But one thing that we've talked about even in the college game is you got to be consistent with the thought process of being able to lock in with a group, a core group. And that's what Indiana was able to do. And former Texas Longhorn, Miles Turner, who will be representing the Longhorns in the NBA Finals, he talked about the end of super teams.
It's a new blueprint for the league, man. It just, I think the years of the super teams and, stacking is just not, it's not as effective as it once was. This NBA, since I've been in the league, this NBA is very trendy, it just shifts. But the new trend now is just kind of what we're doing. OKC does the same thing. Young guys get out and run, defend, and, use the power of friendship is how they call it.
The power of friendship.
Yeah, think about
you
that.
Be a eagle and I'll be a bucket of water.
Right.
Like they're playing such cohesive basketball and they're playing for each other. It's almost like the college mentality.
Yeah.
And we joke about it all the time saying that, who makes the most money is who's gonna play. I think that philosophy might be out the window. People are trying to unload these big, humongous contracts so they can get more pieces.
Well, I look at it and I appreciate what Miles Turner is talking about because it's all about core. It's all about the guys that that will show up every single day, the youth, the friendship. We talk about OKC, and we'll get to them later in the week when they get ready to play each other. But we talk about the fact that when they do interviews, everybody is there to do interviews because they hang out, they get to know each other. And, the power of the locker room is one thing, but you start to truly, truly understand that all of this means so much more when you care about somebody, when you want to be around somebody, when you understand who that person is. Do I trust you enough that when I go to a certain spot, you're going to be at the spot where you're supposed to be? So I don't even have to think about it. You know where I like the ball. You know where it needs to be. Those are the types of things that you continue to see. But, I was excited because Rick Carlisle is somebody who has been with Indiana for a long time. He was a hell of a coach. They ran him out of Dallas, basically.
Yeah, they did.
And then he came to Indiana, and he's been there, and he's continued to find ways to get it done. And he represents what Indiana is all about.
In 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana. I want to congratulate the Knicks on a great season. Tom Thibodeau has done a great job rebuilding that team. They caught a team that has been on a magical ride, and our guys earned this. Congratulations to our guys.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, man, I love the fact that he paid respect to the other coach.
Yeah.
You talk about leadership, and
you've been trying to get him fired anyway. He said he needed to be fired
because of his not wanting to do what Indiana's doing. I just don't like the defensive philosophy, one, and two, I don't like the fact that he maybe it's the owner that's not willing to make the moves, but they didn't make the moves. Jalen Brunson is really the only thing that I feel like has been a major plus for them.
You don't like Karl Anthony Towns?
I think that Karl Anthony Towns was a byproduct that they just hated Julius Randle so much. They was like, look, what you got?
No.
We'll take 2 Skittles and a kind bar.
Man, kind bar.
Man, they just wanted anything.
Someone said a kind bar.
Give us 2 Skittles.
A snack to be named later.
And a snack to be named later.
Yeah. Well, I continue to look at this. And the funny part about all of this was we've talked a lot about Tyrese Halliburton and what he's brought to the table. But did y'all see that video? Did y'all see that video of when they got ready to name the MVP? Halliburton started to walk up there like Drewski.
Yeah.
Remember how Drewski thought he was going to get MVP and they gave it to somebody else?
To Pascal Siakam.
And they gave it to Siakam.
And then just what did it mean to you to win the conference finals MVP trophy?
Right. No, it was cool. I mean, I think I didn't know they had a trophy for that, but I'm excited. I mean, I'm happy. I'm blessed, man. It's been a crazy journey, a lot of ups and downs, and I know, I'm not the the guy that everyone's going to talk about a lot and all that stuff, and I really don't care about it. I'm just a young kid from Cameroon that's moved to the U.S. when he was 18 years old and gave everything to the game of basketball. And I just work every single day. I don't cheat the work. No matter good games, bad games, I'm in the gym. I care about the game of basketball, and I want to be as great as I can. And to me, that's all that matters, man. All the other stuff don't really matter. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
All I heard, Hardge, was blah, 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 blah.
What you mean?
What he really wanted to say, I'm going to translate for him. And from Cameroon and Indiana fame to what he really wants to say. And that is, I'm excited about this award because I got traded from the Toronto Raptors because they didn't think that I could play defense or I was ever going to be an elite scorer. Say it with your chest, Pascal. Don't run from it.
Well, my man said he didn't even know that they had an award because he wasn't expected to win it. When he was with the Raptors, that was Kawhi's award.
Everybody on earth know that there's an MVP award. And nobody is saying, oh, my whole entire goal is to get the MVP. No, that's a byproduct of how much work you put in and what result you get.
But like he said, he wasn't the one that was being talked about. It was going to be Tyrese Halliburton. That's why Tyrese thought he was about to walk up there and get and he thought he was going to get the award.
Oh, whoa.
You know what makes it worse is he seems like he doesn't even care. He's the
doesn't.
one that got the award. It's like Tyrese was like, "Oh, I'm about to get
Yeah.
See what had happened.
Exactly. The thing about it is, and this is going into the next series, the two matchups that everybody's talking about, this Pacers versus OKC, nobody truly wanted to see that. But the fact of the matter is these teams are so much alike.
They're the best basketball team.
But they are so much alike. They like to get out and run. They like to push the ball forward. They like to make plays. And that's the thing for me that I'm excited about, because I know a lot of people are looking at this and saying, nah, this ain't going to be a good series.
I don't understand that.
I believe this is going to be one of the better series that are
we've
out
seen
there.
in years.
Right. And I'm excited for this.
Yeah,
OKC.
I'm super
and
excited about it.
I can tell you one person that is not excited about it, Paul George.
Well, because he was part of the trade. I mean, they built all of this up.
Both
And he
teams
played for
were
both
built off of trades of him.
Yes.
The pieces that they used to get Hollenberger was what he was traded for, and he was the direct trade for the Thunder.
Right. I mean, this is
So
what.
does he get a ring?
Well, no, but he's celebrating them contracts he got. He could buy his own ring. We'll continue the conversations about the NBA as the week goes on, because we got the conference finals and the NBA finals starting this week. So we'll continue those conversations. But coming up next, we're going to talk a little bit more about the NFL and Cowboys. We're going to also talk Texans and what the expectations are moving forward right here on a Longhorn Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show with Craig Way.
Tex Schramm, you'd hear him on with Brad Sham when we had the show and I was the producer for it, called Ask Tex Schramm. This was like 1987. Football Cardinals were moving to Arizona. Brad Sham is doing the show. And so he asked him, he said, well, does that mean also now there'll be a change that the Atlanta Falcons would move from the NFC West to the NFC East? The Texas response was, well, once you're on an airplane, what difference does it make?
Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. on AM 1300, The Zone.
The city.
Las Vegas.
Vegas, make some noise!
The event.
Our legendary iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
Live. Welcome. One stage.
2 nights. The biggest stars in music return this September.
To make history.
The world's biggest artists are taking this stage.
Stream live only on Hulu.
I said, woo! Listen right here as the star-studded lineup is revealed tomorrow morning
at 7.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
An accident on I-35 southbound was moved from the main lanes over to the right shoulder at 2243, but traffic is still a little backed up from 2338. And looking over onto 183 northbound for some stop-and-go traffic between Burleson Road over to Metropolis Drive, causing a 10 to 12-minute delay. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by CONCACAF Gold Cup. The CONCACAF Gold Cup is coming to Austin's Q2 Stadium Thursday, June 19th. Saudi Arabia versus United States. Sea Stars Christian Pulisic and Tyler Adams fight to reclaim Gold Cup glory. Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com. That's SeatGeek.com.
It is tough to go outside these days. Hey, that's understandable given how hot it is. But there is definitely a way to beat the heat. A trip to Inner Space Caverns in Georgetown. Inner Space Caverns is a great place to take the family. You'd be amazed at all of the beautiful formations, large rooms, prehistoric animal bones, and all kinds of creations with a truly unique discovery story right here in the Austin area in the year-round temperature of a very comfortable 72 degrees. You can check out the super exciting Sabertooth Zip Ride or Pan for Gemstones. Take the Wild Cave Tour or the Hidden Passages Tour. And there's a great souvenir gift shop and newly remodeled restrooms. Get out of the house, but get out of the heat and get some fresh air underground. Inner Space Caverns, right off I-35 at exit 259 in Georgetown. That's Inner Space Caverns. For more details, check them out on the web at innerspacecaverns.com. Inner Space Caverns. Check it out. Your adventure awaits.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder. for a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
At Straight Talk, we are all about no-brainers. Calling grandma for her recipe, no-brainer. Streaming one more episode at 2 a.m., big no-brainer. Getting real unlimited data where you buy bananas, the ultimate no-brainer. Switch now and get a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G or Moto G Power 5G 2025 with select plans. Straight Talk, real unlimited data. Available at Walmart and StraightTalk.com. Offer valid through 7/20/25. Taxes and fees apply. Requires in-store activation of single line gold unlimited plan or higher. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com/terms. Copyright 2025 Verizon.
Rapid radios are the official walkie-talkie of the Dan Patrick Show. You can reach your kids anywhere at any time with Rapid Radio's push-to-talk devices, providing clear contact nationwide on an LTE network. 100% private, no subscriptions ever. Visit rapidradios.com. I have a limited time offer. Visit rapidradios.com to save up to 60%. Get free shipping from Michigan. Use the promo code RADIO for an extra 5% off. Rapid Radios.
Hey, Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are reigning. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right. Customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
When divorce places your home, finances, or kids in jeopardy, Cordell & Cordell is here to fight to protect your interests. Cordell & Cordell is committed to advocating for your rights in divorce and family law matters, providing the legal experience to fight for success. Call today for a consultation and details on our military service member pricing.
Offices in Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Austin area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, Principal Partner. CordellCordell.com.
It's the Craig Way Show with Craig Way and Cameron Parker. Weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone. We talk a lot of Cowboys and Texans here on this station, rightfully so, because we represent the state of Texas. Mark and I are both Cowboy fans. Some are more all in than others. But we also try to make sure that we get everything covered. We're going to get into that Stephon Diggs situation and what some think the New England Patriots should do. But I want to talk Cowboys because of the fact that we haven't really got into the Joe Milton conversation. Joe Milton is a quarterback with a huge arm that had some time in New England. He bounced around in college, but he is a talented quarterback. And he might be the quarterback as the backup that the Cowboys have, first one that they've had in a long time with this much upside. So when you start to look at Joe Milton and what he's going to bring to this offense, what are some of the things that you think about? Big arm, ability to move around in the pocket, and the fact that Dak over the last few seasons has been hurt. Now, limitations were what Cooper Rush had. Upside is what now we have with Joe Milton and the ability to be able to play at a high level. You got a new coaching staff. You got a quarterback that in Dak that is not afraid to help teach this offense, because at the end of the day, you really want to see how good your team can be and get a chance to go to the Super Bowl. But Mark, you were kind of excited about the Joe Milton trade, or were you big excited about the Joe Milton trade?
I was big excited.
Yeah.
I was big excited because, one, he got a chance to come in and really be the number two. They didn't keep Cooper Rush and have a quarterback battle for the second. They went out and said, we need a definitive number two. If that goes down, we need a number 1.2.0.
Yeah.
And the things that Joe Milton is what Dak used to be. A guy that could take it down and run with it, but he has got an arm that can get the ball. He's stronger than Dak. He's bigger than Dak. He can get the ball out there at for CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens in a way that Dak can't.
Yeah, he is.
So he's a weapon in himself.
He's an interesting study, to say the least, just because of the fact that you're not sure exactly what he's going to be when it comes down to it because of the unknown. Look, man, I don't really care that you could throw a ball the length of the football field if it's incomplete. I don't care that you have a howitzer of an arm, a cannon, whatever you want to call it, and you can't complete the passes. What I want to see is somebody that could come in and run the offense, control the offense, and be able to lead this team in such a way that it continues to be the same offense as if Dak was there, a well-known leader in that locker room. So we'll be interested to see exactly how it plays out. But having a solid number 2, and I know a lot of people really enjoyed Cooper Rush during that time, but let me just tell you, this is one of those things that I continue to really start to pay attention to when it comes to that backup quarterback, because he's getting a lot of reps, because Dak is still nursing that hamstring injury. He just had his wife just had their second child, so he's been dealing with that as well. So we'll see what happens as they start to move forward. Now I want to get into this conversation about the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots have decided to go out. They sign one of the, would you consider him a top player in the league? I don't know, but he's definitely something that they need to help Drake May, and that is Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is coming off a knee injury. He has done a lot for them. He is considered an upgrade at the wide receiver position. But my question is now, there's a video, there's a conversation of him being on the boat. He was on vacation. He's now dating Cardi B. So there's going to be, I guess you could say, the rap game scenario that is being involved there. There was a pink substance that he had in his hands on the boat that has caused a lot of controversy in the conversation of possibly being a narcotic. And now the New England Patriots are subject to all of this conversation. And you know the Patriot way is not that. The Patriot way tries to stay out of the way. They try to be buttoned up. And now he's brought some unwanted
attention,
scrutiny. Yeah, scrutiny to this situation. What is your takeaway from what you've seen from this Stephon Diggs controversy, as you will say?
I look at all of it as being complete and utter ignorance. Just complete and utter ignorance, Hardge.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the mothership. And when I went to the mothership, they said, "Excuse me, sir, can I put your phone in this bag right here?" And you put your phone in the bag, it zips, and a little plastic thing clicks off, shows that the bag won't be tampered with, and then they throw it in a bin. There's a numbered bag that's thrown in a bin. You go in the show, no device. Whatever happens in there stays in there.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with these people? If you are, I'm not saying that it's tolerated or it's okay, it's condoned. I am saying, why would you give someone the opportunity to report what you do on vacation 5 miles out in the sea?
Mm-hmm.
You're obviously going out there either to fish, to party, to do whatever they did out there on that boat. The last thing you want is for the rest of the world to see what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Why would they allow that? I mean, I'm puzzled. I'm legitimately asking you, why would you allow somebody to video that? He didn't see it. Was he so impaired himself that he didn't see himself being recorded?
He saw the video. He looked into the camera. He knew that he was being recorded at some point. But the problem that I have with
is he trolling?
No,
was it Skittles?
No, it was not Skittles. It was not Skittles. But here's the biggest thing for me. If you are part of the crew, to your point, why are you filming me? Like
right.
what
I would never film somebody doing something illicit or that would be.
That's because you got common sense.
Oh,
the thing about it is, it's not people now. That's all they want to do.
Be internet famous.
They want to capture something that will help them, quote unquote, go viral. But more importantly, they're like, "Oh man, look at you, dog! Look what you was doing over here." No, man, there's no reason for that to be captured at all. To your point, he should have told everybody on the boat, no cameras. And if you are part of the crew, you should know I'm high profile. Cardi B, high profile. We don't need any of this nonsense. And go back. If you go and type in Cardi B, be careful. Don't do it at work. Do not do that at work.
Better not do it and don't do it on your home computer.
Don't clear your browser history.
Hey, look, when he shoots me, I need you to clear my browser history.
Because here's the deal. You look at all of that, and you have now created something that you do not need. You basically are still a free agent because you're not active. You're not even practicing. You're working out, but you're not even at OTAs. You're not around the team that has just given you an opportunity. And if you go back and you look at his history, we always talk about you want to be able to have a clean slate when you go places, right? But everywhere you go, they go back and they look at your history. He left Buffalo. Buffalo got better. He went to Houston. He ends up getting hurt. He's not around. They keep it moving. He's had messy divorces throughout this. And you are trying to get back on the field, yet you put yourself in a situation where you are the one who pulled out the baggie of whatever it may be. You had it in your hands.
It might have been cotton candy that was in his pocket too long and got crushed.
And that might be the way that they call it nowadays. It might be called cotton candy. But where I'm from, that look no good.
They look no good.
That look no good.
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. They brought him in as a veteran role.
Exactly.
And they expect something out of veterans at the Patriots.
Yeah, especially when you're dealing with Mike Vrabel. Now, Mike Vrabel is a player's player. He's a player's player, but sometimes you got to answer to a lot of people above you. So we'll see what ends up happening. But coming up next, we've got the world's strongest man bringing you his world's strongest take right here on the Morning Kickoff on a Longhorns Monday edition on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
A couple of slow spots out there this morning. I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute delay between Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon. We're also seeing some slow traffic, 183 northbound between Burleson and Metropolis Drive, about a 7 to 8 minute delay. But we're traffic free on Mopac southbound from 183 over to 45th Street. I'm Jason Fossig with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lux Cravings boxes give you options from a meal of classic faves to a feast of more indulgences to a whole world of deliciousness. Get Lux for less and choose your Lux Cravings box at Taco Bell today. At participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online, pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big 3 this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big 3. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Oh, yay, yay!
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Mostly sunny skies for your Monday, a high in the upper 90s, partly cloudy tonight, a low near 75. Tuesday, morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, a high in the low 90s.
This report is sponsored by Bosch. With the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer, you can conquer your construction needs, and you can powerfully break through concrete. Get the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
The Medal of Honor is the highest military decoration in the United States. Recipients have done the improbable.
This medal is for the man who went down that day.
On Medal of Honor, stories of courage, you'll hear about these heroes and what their stories tell us about the nature of bravery. Listen to Medal of Honor on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Medal of Honor and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
The Round Rock Express play here, 1300 The Zone.
You heard that beat drop, and you know that can only mean one thing. WWE Hall of Famer and the world's brings you his world's strongest take. Take it away, big fella. All right. What's up? You know what time it is? It's time for the world's strongest take of the world's podcast. Back then, they didn't know. They all on me. Guys, we got something in the NBA that nobody expected. And several big-time NBA enthusiasts as well as announcers have said that
a lot of people are not looking forward to the matchup of the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. There's no sizzle. There's no flash. Hold up 1 minute. Let me put some knowledge in it. Hardge. I feel like this is just what basketball needed. Everybody talks about the flash and the sizzle, but they don't talk about the content of the game. I know so many people that hate watching the NBA because you don't see fundamental basketball. You don't see guys that can actually dribble and then take off. You don't see guys that play as a team. You know why the Knicks, I'm going to throw the Knicks out there. I'm going to tell you why the Knicks lost. Because Karl Anthony Towns, rather than fight over the top, he would go underneath the screen. And every time, muscle memory is, if you see the man go down, you shoot over the top. And that's where the Indiana Pacers beat them. Every time they did it, and they decided to play defense sometimes. The big guys. You know what? I got to give Mitchell Robinson his respect. He stepped up and played defense these last 3 games. But because of the system that they run, they don't get any points out of that. They just get a defensive effort. But they also gave up 4 layups after the Knicks scored. The Indiana Pacers were young, fast. Hey, guys, just run for the basket and score. But I'm going to get back to the point at my take. My take is that I don't think that these people that are in these big offices, Stephen A. Smith, yeah, I said your name, that you think that because your Knicks lost, that this is going to be a failed series that nobody cares. Horse hockey. I think that this is going to be just what basketball needs. SGA is the MVP of the league. You get that. And you get the brotherhood, the friendship tour, if you will. And then you get the Indiana Pacers, who have every piece. They lost Walker, I think, for maybe the first part of the series. Hopefully he's not injured for the entirety of this series, because that was one of their depth pieces. But at heart, I think my take is that this is going to be one of those 7-game series that we haven't seen really in this entire playoffs, where we go, I don't know who's going to win. Maybe it's whoever's on the home court last. What say you?
Well, that would be ideal. That would be exciting. That would be something that I would look forward to. And as we talked about at the beginning, you start to look at these teams and you say, okay, this is matchup for matchup. What is the difference? Well, I think the difference is Holmgren will have to play a bigger role. Jalen Williams has done a great job for OKC. But then you look at the MVP and Siakam, what he was able to achieve in that matchup and what he's been able to do in the postseason. You also look at what has happened with Tyrese Halliburton, but you also have Nesbitt. You have different pieces for Indiana that will have to match up play for play. And that, to me, is the biggest thing throughout the entire season. You have the real MVP, the MVP of the regular season in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 32.5 points. I mean, the dude was out there balling. But Tyrese Halliburton plays defense. The Indiana Pacers play defense just as well as you would look at with OKC. Now, they're not the same by no means, but when you watch these matchups, I think it's going to be a very, very entertaining series as expected. If you think OKC is just going to run away with this, I have no idea why they would be able to do that. I don't see that happening. But what I do see is them being able to lock in and be able to move around. And this is going to be a very, very fun series.
I think that the number one matchup with SGA and to see what Tyrese Halliburton are going to do at the guard position is going to be a interesting matchup for one. Secondly, Holmgren and Big Cat, they both pretty much play the same position. They play a center that gets out on the perimeter and wants to shoot the ball. So they've seen it. Both teams have seen what it's like to see a big man that can stand out and shoot. So that won't be strange to them. A lot of times you see our Longhorn brethren leak out and he hits the three. It's exactly the same thing that you see from these two franchises. I don't know who's going to do it better, but I do know this. Make your mind up. When you get the ball, are you going to shoot it right away? Or if you put it on the floor, you're going to take a chance on Caruso or Dort coming up with that ball and going the other direction.
I think he's the X factor. I think Caruso is the X factor in all of these series because of the way he's been able to establish his ability to guard with everybody, and he'll knock down a three. Another great take by the world's strongest man. Coming up, we're going to close out the show and send you to Dan Patrick. The Inside the NBA said it's goodbye. And, of course, Texas softball takes the field one last time. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Texas Longhorns are returning to Oklahoma City.
Texas is going to the Women's College World Series.
Follow the journey as Texas chases a national championship.
First pitch swing, hits it high and deep to left field. It is out of here.
Listen to Texas softball on 1300 The Zone and the free iHeartRadio app.
The JV and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
A couple of slow spots out there this morning. I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute delay between Onion Creek Parkway over to William Cannon. We're also seeing some slow traffic, 183 northbound between Burleson and Metropolis Drive, about a 7 to 8 minute delay. But we're traffic free on Mopac southbound from 183 over to 45th Street. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Summit Racing Equipment.
This Father's Day, grab great gearhead gifts at Summit Racing. You'll find parts, tools, accessories, apparel, and more. Or give the perfect card, a Summit Racing gift card. Fast shipping, massive inventory, and expert tech advice are a click away at summitracing.com.
When you pull up somewhere, the first thing people see is your ride. So why not make a statement before you even open the door?
That's right, Mike. And with myplace.com, you can design a license plate that's all you, custom, bold, and Texas strong.
Put your nickname, your business, your favorite saying, whatever makes you, you. And don't worry, it's totally DMV approved.
Over 450 plate designs, sports teams, military, blackout styles, you name it. I got mine, and trust me, heads turn.
It only takes just a couple of minutes online. You choose your design, pick your message, and boom, your custom Texas license plate is on its way.
Why blend in when you can stand out?
Make sure you go to myplace.com today and use the promo code THEZONE. That's the zone, all one word, to get up to $55 in savings. Visit myplace.com today and put your personality on the plate.
You ever go car shopping and just walk back to your old car and say, you know what? You're not so bad. Maybe a new paint job, maybe fix up those dents and dings. New car prices are going crazy now. Interest rates, prices, everything is up. Mako can make your current ride look like new. Paint touch-ups, dent repairs, fresh bumper. It's a little like a car makeover is what it is. And right now, they got the spring specials going. Perfect time to get in. You get that free estimate. Quick turnaround, by the way. Real value. That's what Mako does. And we're keeping our cars longer. So make your current ride feel new again. Before you shell out for something new, make your old look new. Go to Mako.com today. You'll find a shop near you and book an appointment. You're going to get a free estimate. You're going to love the community-based feel you get with Mako. That's Mako, MAACO.com. And remember, better get Mako.
If you're into true crime Tonight will be your new obsession.
We're unpacking the latest true crime headlines with our team of experts, covering all of the major trials that are heating up this summer.
From the team that brought you the Piketon Massacre and Murder 101, it's a first-of-its-kind live interactive true crime radio show.
5 nights a week, we go live with bold opinions, expert insight, and real-time listener call-ins.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search True Crime Tonight, and start binging now.
Hey Austin, this is Cameron Parker with big news. 2024 savings are ending. Customers who switch from Geico, Allstate, and State Farm to Fred Loya Insurance saved an average of $2,300 a year. That's right, customers in Texas saved an average of $2,300 a year when they switch to Fred Loya Insurance. That's almost $200 a month. Wow. Don't wait. Make 2025 a great year by calling Fred Loya Insurance. Call today, 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040. Or visit fredloya.com. If you don't call, you don't save. Individual savings may vary.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Catch every pitch with the Round Rock Express on 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to another great episode of the Morning Kickoff, Longhorns Monday edition of the Morning Kickoff. We talked a lot about Texas baseball and its season coming to an end. Kudos to UTSA. We got to tip the cap to them. We talked a lot about Scotty Scheffler and what he was able to do. And, of course, we talked NBA. Right now, since we're talking NBA, I want to make sure we have this conversation. Inside the NBA is walking away. Well, they're not walking away. They shut it down.
They're helicopter and limo in a way.
Yeah, they are shutting it down. TNT will no longer be covering the NBA, which is disappointing because I always enjoyed watching those guys. But now they get a new home, and they will be going over to the four-letter network, the Empire, the mothership, as they like to call it. And Ernie Johnson, who is one of the most class act dudes, he is the one that has to ring in Shaq, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. He's the one that kind of keeps them in line a little bit, but he so eloquently said goodbye to Inside the NBA.
Take your time. Several years ago, I wrote a book called Unscripted, and I asked people to embrace the unscripted, not fear the unscripted. If I had written the script, the NBA and TNT would be together forever. It's not going to happen. But while I was disappointed and I was sad, I was not bitter. We know how business works. Gratitude is the operative word for me. Grateful that, since 1989, I've been with this company. No matter what you call the company, I'll always be Turner. And I'm grateful that I work with you guys. I'm grateful for all of the relationships we've built professionally and personally through the years. You just don't realize that until you see people here on the road and say, hey, this is probably going to be it. And you think back to all the good times you had. So I'm grateful for that, and also grateful that we have members of our crew who are going to go work at NBC or work at Amazon. And you know how they got those jobs? Because their resume says NBA on TNT. So thank you. We have been honored to do this. And we look forward. Look, the four of us, as you've already heard, the four of us are going to be together. Our production crew is going to be together. It's going to be that same bunch. We're still going to be shooting that show in Atlanta. It's just going to air somewhere else. And so the craziness that you've seen, the nonsense and the foolishness and the top-notch basketball analysis, all of that stuff's going to be on. It's going to be on ESPN or ABC next year, not on TNT. For that, we're sad. But I'm proud to say for the last time, thanks for watching us. It's the NBA on TNT.
Good stuff by Ernie, man. Ernie is just a class act. And you know as well as I do, once you get in with a certain group and you become – why are you shaking your head, man?
Man, I'm shaking my head because it's just drama. It's just
that's what TNT is. TNT is drama. That's what it says. That's their moniker.
Well, you asked me, and then now you're gonna answer for me.
That's what it is. You just said
but
drama.
you answering for me. Let me speak for myself, sir.
Go ahead.
You asked me the question. I'm gonna give you the answer.
Go ahead and answer it then.
The answer is that they're over dramatizing this. Those guys are getting the same money that they got at TNT.
Why do you make it about the money?
On top, I'm not finished. On top of that, they have agreed to take their entire crew, the camera, the lighting, the technicians. They wanted their whole family to come along with them. There are 3 or 4 people. I'm hearing the inside of this the other day. 2 or 3 of those people are going. One is going to Amazon, and 2 of them are going to stay at Turner. They're only losing 3 people out of the dozens and dozens of people that work for them. I look at it like this. Yes, the company is going to change, and there's some old ladies in the lobby that you're not going to get to see. The guy that operates the elevator, the old man in the bathroom, the guy that parks the cars, you're not going to see them no more. But outside of that, your whole family is going with you to ESPN, and you're going to be in the same studio. Where's the loss? The memories of them playing a TNT trailer before the show starts? Man, get a new trailer, play some new music, and keep it moving. We're not losing anything. Everybody's coming back. I rest my case.
There ain't no case to rest. You made it about money in the very beginning. They're keeping the same money. No, it's more about family. It's more about, I don't care what that you're saying that, oh man, it's going to be the same thing. It's not the same thing. There is change. There is leadership change. And you know as well as I do, you should be the one that is telling us about leadership change, because you see leadership change in your profession that is happening right now, and it's changed the whole dynamics of the company.
The people that are calling that show right now are going to be calling that show when they get to Bristol.
You say that now. You say that now. And you look at everything that has happened at Bristol. And you could talk to all the people, because I know a lot of people at Bristol too. It has changed. That's why people are leaving Bristol. And they're going elsewhere because they have been handcuffed at what they do. So yes, it is. It may be the same family.
It'll be shown in Bristol.
It'll be the same family.
The same family is going to be shooting that in Atlanta.
Well, I sure hope that you are correct, because it is definitely going to be different, because it is a new
If you were
company.
replacing Ernie, or you were replacing Barkley or Shaq with some other person or whatever, then I'd be like, man, they're not keeping the team together. But Kenny and they'll all be together. The core 4,
Mark,
is going to be there.
I'll let you have that, but you and I both know when change happens at the top, things happen differently, because their vision may not be your vision. And the way that they've done things, and you've seen other shows go other places, that is not the same, and guys end up leaving. because they didn't feel comfortable with the way that the direction was.
Well, we'll see. That's all
we can do. As always, we want to make sure that you continue to follow the show, like, subscribe to all of our YouTube stuff. Also, make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at AM1300 The Zone, at The Mark Henry, and of course at Hardball Hardge. Make sure you're tuning in at 10:45 today as Texas softball, who have advanced to the finals in their bracket, will take on the Tennessee Volunteers. Here we go. Texas versus Tennessee. Who is the real UT is how that goes. We'll kick it off at 10:45 with Andrew Haynes right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. I'll definitely be checking that game out for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Texas softball has been a beacon of light after a dismal baseball finish, and we'll continue to follow that all week long. There's so much to get into with that baseball team. We'll have Joe Cook on tomorrow. We'll get his thoughts on that. And, of course, all the recruiting stuff that we talked about today. We will continue those conversations as Texas football continues to host some of the top players in the sport. Speaking of that, this past weekend we played in a basketball tournament against a team that is, I would say, NBA ready, because they were that big. There's a player that was on that team, Ahmad Hudson. He is a tight end in football. He is also being recruited by the University of Texas. I got a chance to talk to that young man and his family. That is a name to pay attention to because he is out of Louisiana, and Texas has done some good work in Louisiana, and they will continue to do so as well. So I want to make sure that you tune in tomorrow as we get into all that conversation. For Mark Henry, for Marcus behind the boards, I'm Hardball Hardge, and just remember this: don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace.
With your busy schedule, there's no way you have time for all those complicated fantasy lineups. But there is time to win up to 2,000 times your money on Better Picks. With Better Picks, you can jump in fast and pick more or less on your favorite player's stats for a chance to win up to 2,000 times your cash, all in the time it takes to listen to this commercial.
Pick, tap, and win. That's it. You can turn that $10 bill in your glove box into $20,000. That's some real excitement.
So don't forget, if it's game day, it's Better Picks Day. Crank up the excitement with Better Picks and play for huge cash payouts. Go to betrpicks.com or download